You're watching Fox 22, Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
It's been 3 years since the Mattanock Academy held its last live theater production, and some students got a sneak peek. Plus, the Maine Air National Guard, or Maniacs, recently traveled to Montenegro to work on a special military project. And the city of Auburn has seen a string of violence in a well-known park. We'll have the latest from the victim. Good morning. Welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in. We have a gorgeous day in set for us. It's going to be temperatures in the 70s. We'll hopefully see them get up to 80 the next couple days as well. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs. He's got a first check of our forecast.
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. All right, small credit advisories will be dropped at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Still noticing some high surf according to the buoys, though, that are currently out towards sea. We'll show you that coming up in your full forecast. Other areas in the state under a frost advisory that was dropped at around 6 a.m. this morning. But we'll be seeing temperatures warming up pretty nicely for us again later on today, with plenty of sunshine that will be moving in because high pressure is again right over us. We're just keeping this area of low pressure far toward our south, and this area of low pressure not really moving all that quickly, though, maybe a little bit to the south, but not moving very quickly at all. So high pressure will be keeping us very nice today with plenty of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds from time to time, but nothing too ridiculous to be expected. But starting tomorrow, though, we'll be watching for fog and a little bit more cloud cover that will begin to move in. As for the winds, so not too bad overall at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, backing off extremely later on tonight. So it will be a peaceful evening around here once we head towards the evening time frame. Middle 70s today under a mostly sunny sky and a south breeze only at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 45 degrees, becoming partly cloudy, patchy fog will also be developing with that southwest wind only at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period, plenty of sunshine, temperatures making into the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thanks, Dev. We begin this morning with a VZ man arrested in connection with an accident over the weekend that killed a man made his first court appearance. 48-year-old Daniel Lyons is charged with aggravated operating under the influence and manslaughter. A state police spokesperson says a car driven by Lyons crossed the center line on Airline Road in Township 22 Saturday night, hitting a motorcycle head-on. 49-year-old Charles Brown of Indian Township was thrown from the motorcycle and died at the scene. The spokesperson says Lyons fled but was taken into custody a short time later. Lyons' bail is set at $25,000 cash. A pedestrian was killed by an SUV in Presque Isle Friday night. According to the Maine Bicycle Coalition, 25-year-old Carter Sowers was walking along South Main Street around 5 p.m. when he was hit by a 2016 Lincoln MKX driven by 72-year-old Shizuko Hood. Police say that Hood's vehicle left the road before striking Sowers. The coalition says this is already the 5th pedestrian death of 2022, following a record high 20 deaths last year. And the city of Auburn has seen a string of violence recently around the area. One man is telling us a group of random people attacked him unprovoked, leaving him with 8 staples in his arm. This is not the first assault in Auburn recently, with the latest incident reportedly happening on Monday. Owen Kingsley spoke to the victim about what he claims happened to him and his friends.
Someone just punched me, and then I swung back and hit him back, and then they all started punching me all at once, and that's when the kid swung a skateboard at me. That was totally unprovoked. There was nothing fair about the way they just maliciously attacked us for no reason at all.
Auburn police aren't telling us much, but they did say they are investigating a physical altercation at Bonnie Park. Now, he claims that 10 people attacked him just around 5 o'clock Monday night. Stewart says he was able to call 911 when the group fled. He says when police arrived, they took him to a local hospital to get staples in his arm. This is not the first altercation at Bonnie Park. Back in March, 2 people experiencing homelessness were assaulted by 2 teenagers who have since been arrested. Ben Stewart added that the group that attacked him was between their teens and 20s. Victims in both of these situations say the park has become incredibly unsafe. The state Supreme Court heard arguments yesterday afternoon in two cases that could determine the fate of Central Maine Power's controversial 145-mile transmission line. Brad Rogers brings us the details this morning.
The state Supreme Court heard arguments on both sides on the constitutionality of the statewide referendum where Maine voters retroactively rejected the CMP corridor.
All right.
Attorneys for CMP's parent company Avangrid are asking the High Court to overturn the statewide referendum on constitutional grounds. Avangrid says overturning a project retroactively that's already permitted by the Maine Department of Environmental Protection, Land Use Commission, Public Utilities Commission, and Army Corps of Engineers violates the state constitution.
The credibility of the state of Maine is at stake in this case. Is Maine a place where a project the state has already declared to be lawful, beneficial, and indeed essential is subject to retroactive legislative confiscation?
CMP argues it has a substantial vested interest in the project. Lawmakers have no right to revoke the project regardless of the referendum. Opponents disagree.
Nobody can have a vested right in a lease of public land that trumps the legislative power.
One Supreme Court justice questioned why CMP moved forward with a project at its own risk, knowing there were lawsuits and referendums against the project.
You knew that, in fact, the referendum question, the first one was in place. You knew, in fact, that the second one was going to come in place. So you still made this decision to go forward.
The Supreme Court also heard arguments on the Bureau of Parks and Land suspending Avangrid's permit, which put a stop to clearing trees along the corridor. No decision today from the Supreme Court on the fate of this billion-dollar project.
Some of Maine's airports will be getting a huge financial boost, nearly $15 million worth. A statement from Senator Susan Collins says the funding comes from the Federal Aviation Administration's fiscal year 2022 Airport Improvement Program. The money will be used to support projects such as improvements to runways and taxiways. By far, the largest share will go to the Jetport in Portland. They'll receive almost $11,250,000. Some of the airports in our area that will benefit include Bangor International. They're receiving $300,000. Hancock County Bar Harbor Airport will receive $650,000, and the International Airport in Presque Isle will receive around $971,000. Senator Collins said, quote, Maine's airports are vital pieces of our state's transportation network that promote job creation and economic development. And coming up here on Good Morning Maine, the 101st Air Refueling Wing Squadron completed a 2-year project in support of their NATO partners in Montenegro. We'll hear from the crew next. But first, here's a quick look at our overnight forecast. A high of 74 degrees for your Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, not too much cloud coverage. Now the clouds will move in this evening. Temperatures drop down to a low of 45 degrees, which is much better than the 30-degree temperatures we've been seeing. Tomorrow, we're reaching 80 degrees for the first time here in Maine this season. Partially cloudy skies with a little bit of sunshine.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Make the call to unclog. Nichols Plumbing has been serving Bangor and beyond for over 45 years. Our community has placed their trust in us for plumbing, well and drain maintenance, camp weatherization, sewer and septic line repair and replacement, and we also offer 24/7 emergency services. Our plumbers are fully licensed and ready to solve any plumbing problem. 989-1533. Make the call to unclog.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Don't miss an all-new special featuring exclusive performances and new clues.
We are taking you behind the scenes.
All-new Masked Singer, tonight on Fox.
Lego Masters is back. I've got a few new bricks up my sleeve.
It's a block-busting, brick-blasting,
blow stuff up,
epic new competition.
Hi. Dinosaurs are living among us.
Lego Masters premieres May 31st on Fox.
A new program was launched that will help expand affordable rental housing across the state. The $20 million Rural Affordable Renting Housing Program will provide funding to build smaller rental housing units. Under the program, projects must be between 5 and 18 units in size. They can be either new construction, rehabilitation of existing housing, or reuse of existing housing into livable spaces for low and moderate income households. Maine Housing Director Daniel Brennan says they matched $10 million from the Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan, giving the project a $20 million fund. He says the investment will allow Maine builders to construct the homes and make them affordable for people looking to rent.
Housing developers that traditionally do not come to Maine Housing for financing, say through the state or federal tax credit programs, those transactions are quite complicated. These are opportunities in rural Maine to provide affordable housing.
The Rural Housing Program will provide 0% interest, forgivable loans, and funding for any construction of the rental housing units. The Natural Resources Council of Maine is advocating for a proposed land use plan for the Moosehead Lake region. The proposal was recommended by staff at the Land Use Planning Commission. It would significantly reduce the risk of sprawling development while benefiting the economy without hurting conservation efforts, according to Melanie Sturm of the NRCM. Sturm says the rezoning plan would avoid sprawl by creating 6 new development zones adjacent to existing town centers or commercial areas. She says the land use plan would cover parts of Greenville, Rockwood, Beaver Cove, and Jackman.
When you concentrate development, you're also avoiding sprawl and habitat fragmentation, which can come from misplaced development or development that's just too large for the area.
LUPC commissioners are scheduled to vote on the staff recommendations today. Sturm says this will be followed by a round of public comment before finalizing the changes at the end of the year. The Maine Air National Guard, fondly known as Maniacs, recently traveled to Montenegro to work on a special military project. A.J. Douglas talked to crew leaders to learn how this civil engineering group supports their allies all around the world.
The best part of the trip for me was working side by side with the Montenegrins.
In April, the 101st Air Refueling Wing Civil Engineering Squadron completed a 2-year project in support of their NATO partners in Montenegro. The project included base maintenance and repairs, resulting in the completion of the construction for a vital training site.
And they had an opportunity to build a couple facilities or pads that would house NATO troops in the event there was an exercise in Montenegro.
This site is going to be used in the future to hold joint NATO exercises with allied forces as well as some of their partner nations.
A local Air National Guard civil engineering group traveled to Europe, trading cultures, best practices, and military tactics.
Montenegrins are outstanding people. They're so kind, they're so generous, and they really focus on networking and relationships.
Working with the Montenegrin forces was fantastic. We learned from them, they learned from us.
Colonel Todd Nato says building strong relationships with allies is a key factor in forming genuine partnerships.
It's really important that we have an opportunity to train overseas with different NATO countries, because in the event we were called to duty, as most recently in Afghanistan and Iraq and all around the world, we sometimes have an opportunity to work with different countries, and it's really important that we can work well together.
The Maine Air National Guard is currently recruiting for those interested in joining in on international projects like this one. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
And it's about 8:15 after the break. A major update on the school expansion project at Hampden Academy. Find out if the town voted in favor of a new 3rd floor. Plus, Tesla CEO Elon Musk making it clear that he would reverse the Twitter ban of former President Trump if he is successful in his purchase of the social media site. We'll be right back.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Welcome to the finale of Domino Masters.
I really want to win this.
It's over.
It's so awful.
No.
I'm gonna be sick.
It's double time!
It's gonna be the biggest thing we've ever seen.
Phenomenal.
Blown away.
The first ever title of Domino Masters goes to...
The grand finale of Domino Masters tonight after The Masked Singer on Fox.
A new public safety building has been proposed for the town of Greenville. Town manager Mike Roy says the police department is only 400 square feet and there's just not enough space. He says the fire department was built in 1963 and the building is no longer efficient. Roy says there are no ADA facilities or hot water and there's only one bathroom. According to Roy, the solution is to combine the police and fire departments into one updated building.
The increase of people that are moving to the area, the increase of people that are visiting the area, there's more outlying area that we're covering that we haven't covered in the past too, both for fire and for police. So there's definitely been an increase in the amount of calls for both.
The location of the building still needs to be determined, but they hope to build it next to the current fire station. The town will need to vote to approve the new building project at its meeting on June 6th. And now an update on a major school expansion project. Hampden Academy is set to get a third floor in 2023. The town of Hampden voted to add the third floor back in April. Superintendent Regan Nichols says the schools committee had a pre-construction meeting last week to discuss materials needed for the project. She said it was important to discuss the construction because of pandemic-related delays. The principal of Hampden Academy, Bill Tracy, said students are excited about the new classes being offered.
The goal is to move our entire math department upstairs to that third floor setting so that we can create a STEM floor and give teachers more of an opportunity to collaborate. That'll give us more space for our JROTC program.
And they are expecting the project to take fold in April of 2023. Now, on Monday, the Bangor City Council voted to repeal a plan to ban flavored tobacco. Dylan Holloway spoke to advocates for the ban and city officials.
The sale of flavored tobacco has long been a hotly debated topic in the state of Maine. Portland and Brunswick will be ending the sale of flavored tobacco products in their city starting June 1st. Bangor was set to follow suit with a ban of their own. That was until the city council recently discovered a law on the books requiring 30-day written notice to all retailers of tobacco products.
So, unfortunately, we were between city solicitors at the time, and we did not follow that law. In other words, we wouldn't have been able to enforce the that ordinance.
B.J. McAllister of the Flavors Hook Kids Maine campaign says the tobacco industry found and exploited this 20-plus year law in order to force Bangor to restart its process of ending the sale of flavored tobacco products.
And let's be clear, the industry did this because they want more time to hook people on nicotine products.
Despite the setback, McAllister says his organization is confident flavored tobacco will be banned in Bangor.
And there's no reason to believe that Bangor won't stick by their guns on this. But they are being threatened by a powerful industry that will do anything and stop at nothing to make sure they have more ability to have people hooked on nicotine products.
Bangor City Council Chair Rick Fournier says he believes the state should step in and address the issue. He says banning flavored tobacco city by city will penalize retailers in those cities.
It will affect them. People won't. They'll go to Brewer. They'll go to Herman. They'll go to VZ, and that means lost revenue. Not just tobacco, but a lot of other things as well.
Fournier says the council will be giving all tobacco retailers the required notice at the end of this month. He says the issue will then be addressed by the council in July for what he expects to be a lengthy meeting. I'm Dylan Holloway reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Let's get a full look at our forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. He's in with the latest. Devin, show us the sunshine and temperatures in the 70s.
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all, from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, so we have frost advisories in the western ends of the state. That was dropped at around 6 a.m. this morning. The small credit advisory will be lasting just a little while longer until about 2 p.m. this afternoon. Some other areas expiring this morning at around 6 a.m. So the expiration times will vary just a little bit, though, depending on where you're at, because of course, the gusty winds causing the wave heights to still remain active. But otherwise, though, a lot of sunshine will be seen today with no clouds at this time again, as we do have high pressure right overhead. Right about in here with low pressure further out towards sea. High pressure will keep most of the clouds away. There's another system off toward the west that will help to push a little bit more cloud cover in. Starting tomorrow, we'll also have to begin to watch for, again, some fog. Fog will be possible again later on tonight into the daytime tomorrow. So wave height is pretty active at this point, like around 10 to 12 feet according to some of the buoys. So you can tell where the green is indicating some of the higher surf. That will begin to back off a little bit. But even then, the winds are not too bad, though. Maybe a rogue gust up to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour if you're lucky today and tonight, but things looking pretty calm as we do move forward in the wind department. But it was a warm day yesterday, making it into the lower 70s. That was 9 degrees above average, though, as our average high remains 64 degrees. We'll be in the middle 70s today with lower 80s Thursday, a quick little cool down by Friday, with middle 80s by Saturday, then gradually cooling off into the upper 60s as we head towards your Tuesday. So with all this in mind, though, dew points will again be on the rise, so our temperatures will start to feel a little bit more muggy with dew point temperatures that will make it into the lower to middle 60s. So I'll get into more of that muggy, maybe flirting with humid category in just a few areas. So future cast for today, we're going to be watching for a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds further down toward the south and east, maybe a little bit more clouds trying to sneak in here overnight tonight and parts of the morning period on Thursday. Some fog may also try to develop, but overall, we'll be under a partly cloudy to mostly sunny sky as we head into Thursday as well. But again, more clouds will begin to move in again, especially Thursday night and as we head towards Friday. So middle 70s today, mostly sunny with that south breeze only at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 45 degrees, becoming partly cloudy. That southwest wind only at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, some morning fog and then otherwise becoming partly cloudy, highs in the lower 80s. North wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth, showing us that we're dry through Saturday with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Sunday, thunderstorms back in the forecast. We'll see temperatures in the 70s and 80s.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Take your waterfront experience to the next level with a Shoremaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through Shoremaster's many options and accessories and match you with the right equipment for your waterfront. And with SureMaster, it's easy to make future changes or additions. SureMaster docks are easy to install, but Hammond can arrange for professional installation if needed. And statewide delivery is available. Enjoy life on the water to the fullest with SureMaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
Back again, bigger and better. Witness the thunder of the Monster Truck Nitro Tour. Presented by Pete's Landscape Supply, Beaumark Bangor, and Hollywood Casino Bangor. Monster Trucks Plus, the intergalactic duel of Galactron versus Reptar. Advanced discount tickets are available online at monstertrucktour.com or get them at the gate. Subject to service fees. Kids get a free tour toy while supplies last at the Saturday Matinee Show. The Monster Truck Nitro Tour. This Friday night and 2 shows Saturday. Crossing Trent Center in Bangor.
Fox Thursday is all new.
Awesome!
First,
we're having a bake sale.
It's the sweetest show on TV.
Does anybody need help?
But someone's cookie is about to crumble.
It's like an insult to the word cookie.
Looks like a giant dog poop.
All new MasterChef Junior. Then it's the kind of place you don't want to pass through.
52 views and counting!
No, you'll want to hang for a whole hour.
Yes! Nailed it!
All new back-to-back episodes of Welcome to Flatch, Thursday on Fox.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
And now to the question that most Americans are asking: when will prices start coming down? We could get some clues later this morning when the government releases its monthly report on inflation. President Biden says he knows what can be done to bring down prices, but his critics aren't buying it. Here's Justin Finch with more.
Today's report from the government is expected to show that America's 40-year high inflation has already peaked. The big question now: when will prices start dropping? Analysts predict the report will show an inflation rate of 8.1% last month, a decrease from 8.5% in March. But some economists warn core inflation, which excludes food and gas prices, could stay high for months.
I want every American to know that I'm taking inflation very seriously.
President Biden says fighting inflation is his top domestic priority, but Tuesday suggested things could still get worse.
How long do you think it will be until we see prices coming down?
I'm not going to predict that, but I know what we have to do to make sure that we can bring it down.
The president pointed to several steps his administration has taken to lower prices, but blamed pandemic disruptions and the war in Ukraine for rising prices. His critics say inflation also stems from the Biden administration's overspending, including the stimulus checks that pumped money into the economy.
We've got a stock market going down. So, he doesn't have any ideas. He was confusing. He put up no ideas what he's going to get done.
Today, President Biden heads to Illinois, where he's expected to announce steps to lower food prices. He's also considering lifting tariffs on Chinese products to lower prices on those goods.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk making it clear that he would reverse the Twitter ban of former President Trump if he is successful in his purchase of the social media site. Musk arguing the ban was, quote, morally wrong. A close associate with the president is reacting. Madeline Rivera has the details from Washington.
In what would be his first significant move if he acquires Twitter, Elon Musk says he would reverse former President Trump's ban on the social media platform. Musk calling the ban morally wrong.
Permanent bans should be extremely rare. I do think that it was not correct to ban Donald Trump.
Twitter permanently kicked Trump off after the January 6th Capitol insurrection, accusing the former president of breaking its rules against inciting violence. Jack Dorsey, the CEO at the time, defended the decision, but added the move set a dangerous precedent. In a new tweet, Dorsey says generally permanent bans are a failure of ours and don't work.
Jack Dorsey, I want to be clear, shares this opinion. Is that we should not have perma bans.
Musk has agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion, citing his desire to promote free speech. The White House, though, is urging caution.
Our effort is to, of course, make sure that freedom of speech is protected across the country, but that also these platforms are not used for forums for disinformation.
But the former president says even if Musk reinstates his account, he won't return to Twitter. He'll instead use his own social media platform, Truth Social.
There's no big tech tyrant that can cancel you.
Musk acknowledges he doesn't own Twitter yet, so any plans to reinstate Trump's account are merely theoretical. In Washington, Malta Rivera, Fox News.
And still to come here on the second half of our show, the governor hosted the annual tea to promote motorcycle safety at the Blaine House in Augusta. We'll take a look. Plus, Be Our Guest was the theme both on and off the stage as high school students at Mackinac Cook Academy welcomed fifth graders to their upcoming production of Disney's Beauty and the Beast. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yep.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest on Buick SUV models.
This is Sheldon Cooper's theory of relativity.
All right.
F is family.
We have family business to discuss.
We're getting a puppy?
No.
Then I'm not sure I care. X is love.
Sweet drapes. Love you.
Love you too, because you're my mom.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
On Fox 22. You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday, May 11th of 2022. It's going to be a great day in store for us. We're going to have temperatures upwards of 70 degrees, some sunshine, a lot of good things to look forward to today. Devin Biggs will join us in just a moment, though, with our forecast. We got a little history for you today. The musical Cats first premiered 41 years ago today. Today, for national holidays, is Eat What You Want Day, it's Root Canal Appreciation Day, and it's World Ego Awareness Day. But before we switch over to weather and our headlines, quick programming note, you can head to our Facebook page to enter a contest. We're giving away 2 separate pairs of tickets. One gets you into a show this Sunday. The other one gets you VIP access to the show. It is the Stunner for Vegas tour. It'll feature a local artist in C.416. He's from Portland and grew up in Toronto. And the show's coming up this Sunday. All you got to do is put a comment on the Facebook page on the post. It's right there pinned to the top of the page. Very easy to get to. And you'll enter for a chance to win. We'll be announcing the winners tomorrow in our show. Here's a quick look at some upbeat stories making headlines today.
A Colorado toddler can thank his dad for his own personal amusement park. Scott Brazelton built a roller coaster for his 3-year-old son in their Brighton, Colorado backyard. The Southwest pilot and Navy reservist wanted to make up for time away from home by assembling the coaster out of wood and plastic pipes. The ride operates on dad power and gravity. A Coast Guard helicopter crew rescued 4 men from a disabled sailboat 80 miles off New York's Long Island Sunday. The men were injured in rough seas as they sailed from Bermuda to Connecticut. All 4 received medical treatment. Andy Warhol's famous Marilyn Monroe portrait broke records Monday, selling for $195 million. That makes it the most expensive work by a U.S. artist ever sold at auction, and the most expensive 20th century artwork. The 1964 silkscreen image, titled Shot Sage Blue Marilyn, has been shown in museums and all around the world. And a Fresno, California groom almost missed his own wedding when he got stuck in an elevator. Brandon Valdez and his groomsmen were on their way to the ceremony when the elevator in their hotel stopped. The local fire department came to the rescue, and the wedding was on an hour and a half late. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
And here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with another look at our forecast.
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes. to porches, garages, roofs, and more. All right, small credit advisories will be dropped at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Still noticing some high surf according to the buoys, though, that are currently out towards sea. We'll show you that coming up in your full forecast. Other areas in the state under a frost advisory that was dropped at around 6 a.m. this morning. But we'll be seeing temperatures warming up pretty nicely for us again later on today, with plenty of sunshine that will be moving in because high pressure is again right over us, which is keeping this area of low pressure far toward our south. And this area of low pressure not really moving all that quickly, though, maybe a little bit to the south, but not moving very quickly at all. So high pressure will be keeping us very nice today, with plenty of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds from time to time, but nothing too ridiculous to be expected. But starting tomorrow, though, we'll be watching for fog and a little bit more cloud cover that will begin to move in. As for the wind, so not too bad overall at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, backing off extremely later on tonight. So it will be a peaceful evening around here once we head towards the evening time frame. Middle 70s today under a mostly sunny sky and a south breeze only at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 45 degrees, becoming partly cloudy, patchy fog will also be developing with that southwest wind only at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning period, plenty of sunshine, temperatures making into the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thanks, Devin. Mattanock Academy is putting on its first live theater production in 3 years this weekend. And yesterday, the high schoolers gave middle schoolers a sneak peek. Brooke Riley has the story.
Be Our Guest was the theme both on stage and off as high school students at Mattanock Academy welcomed 5th graders from Mattanock Junior High School into the Beast Castle prior to their upcoming production of Disney's Beauty and the Beast.
My hope is to just inspire the next generation to enjoy theater as much as I did and get the chance to be on stage.
Boynton says the idea came from a grant program the school applied for through Broadway licensing to win $5,000 for its theater program by providing a community engagement opportunity to encourage young children to get involved with theater.
I remember when I used to see the princesses and stuff, it was really magical. So, them coming to see us and get to meet us and everything.
From 3D printing to the lighting and sound design, the high school performers gave the 5th graders an inside look at all the elements of the production, hoping to show them
how fun theater is and how fun just being not only a lead, but even the ensemble.
The students even got hands-on with the tour by trying on different costume pieces and performing themselves.
It's very fun, and you sometimes can meet new people. You could, dance with friends.
I'd like to be interested in joining, probably.
The 5th graders were all given complimentary tickets to the performances, which are taking place Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 4 p.m.
I think them getting to have this opportunity to perform live is so important.
In Lincoln, Brooke Riley, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
There'll be some new condos for sale in the city of Brewer. The owner of Moise Environmental Services is bringing 18 duplex buildings to a plot of land on Parkway South. Dave Moise, the developer, says it's a new venture for him, but knows just how big the need is in the city.
There's certainly a big demand for housing in the greater Bangor area, including Brewer. At some time, actually during the wintertime, we checked and there was no houses available in Brewer. And then it was 2 or 3 houses, and my last check was about 6 houses available to buy, period.
And his team will start construction on the condos this summer. Governor Mills hosted the annual tea to promote motorcycle safety at the Blaine House in Augusta on Tuesday. The governor was joined by members of the United Bikers of Maine, Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, and a representative of the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety. It was the first time the tea has taken place since the pandemic began. The event is meant to foster a positive relationship between political leaders and bikers.
There are thousands of motorcycles on the road every day. This year, people are in a winter mindset where they're not looking for 2 wheels. They're looking for 4. They're looking for snowplows. They're looking for flashing lights. They're not recognizing our friends, our family, our neighbors on 2-wheel vehicles in the road. Super important that everybody just takes that quick extra second to take a second look.
And this comes at a perfect time when May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. Phantom Fireworks in Holden showed their support for the Holden Fire Department by funding an equipment upgrade to meet current staffing needs. The Holden Fire Department received a donation of $3,500 to cover the cost of the Winter Rescue Snowmobile trailer. The existing trailer requires 2 firemen to operate. However, the new one just requires 1. Lieutenant Chris Luce says staffing shortages continue to play a major role in everyday operations. When the people at Phantom Fireworks heard about the fire department's need, they decided to step in.
We don't have many people to rely on anymore. Our numbers used to be up in 25, 30 range, and we steadily lost people every year.
Being part of the community is just that. You got to support your local first responders, your schools, anybody that's in need that you feel you can help out and be part of that community.
Lieutenant Luce says the fire department thrives off of community donations and thanks local businesses for their continued support. Still to come here this morning, MDI boys tennis has been rocking and rolling to start their season. Not only have they won every match so far, they've also won every single point. Dave Peck and Tyler Cruz join us for sports. That's next.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device. Plus, access up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Get Spectrum TV from $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. Don't get stuck paying more for less. Pick and choose the services you need. Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each. All with no contracts. Call 833-605-4999.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender like AARP to help you take control of your health along the way.
What's in it?
I don't know, but it's green.
Green's good.
Whether it's your wellness.
What are you in for?
Cholesterol check. Cool. Your brain health.
Yeah. Yes.
Or your endurance. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Did you lose something, like your mind?
Vanessa's got a new hobby.
Wine tasting. Look, you messed this class up for me and I will kill you.
To do something nice for you and you kicked me right in the Pinot Grigios.
But Mike's a bit too snobby.
Are you leaving us, sir?
Yes, I think I'm gonna drink the way God intended. Alone in my house, in my underwear.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22. The most talented home cooks return.
There's someone from every season.
This is MasterChef Back to Win.
Don't miss the season premiere Wednesday, May 25th on Fox.
Good morning, everyone. Well, when all seemed lost for the Bruins, the comfort of the Garden and maybe a switch in net sparked the Bees to 2 straight wins. On Tuesday, though, it was back to Raleigh, looking to finally get a win inside PNC Arena. Swayman back in net for the 3rd straight game. Halfway through the first is where we'll start. No score. Jacob Slavin here changes that. Puck just dribbles into the net after the shot. Tough way to start things off for the Bruins. But then 6 minutes later, Kane's on the power play, and it's Tony DeAngelo with a one-timer from the point. That gets through everyone. Quick 2-0 hole for Boston. In the second now, Swayman saves a shot from Sebastian Aho, but can't control the rebound. Once again, the puck somehow finds the back of the net. Seth Jarvis gets the credit, and the Hurricanes get the 5-1 win. Now they take a 3-2 lead in the series. Game 6 will be back at the Garden on Thursday. Do or die time for the Bruins. Another team who's been fighting in the playoffs. It's been a little bit easier for them, but they've been fighting. It's Husson baseball. And on Tuesday, the Eagles look to capture their 2nd NAC title in as many years. Terriers with the early lead in the 2nd, but Kobe Rogerson puts the Eagles on the board. Solo home run makes it a 3-1 game. Then later in the inning, all tied at 3, Jackson Curtis here with a bases-clearing double, 3-run score. Husson takes a 6-3 lead. Terriers battled back to make it 7-all, but in the 6th inning, Ethan Stoddard here comes through with a go-ahead RBI single. That ended up being the game winner as Curtis comes all the way around to score to make it 8-7. Austin Snow would provide some insurance in the 8th. And for the 2nd straight year, Husson has the Nat crown. 11-7 was the final. And let's head down east now over on MDI, where the Trojans tennis team has been just about as dominant as you could be on the courts. Tyler Cruz has more.
MDI boys tennis has been absolutely rolling to start the season.
I don't want to set like any crazy expectations, but it's been a pleasure, honestly. It's kind of been a dream.
Not only have they won every match so far this year, they've won every single point.
Each match is 5 points. You got to win 3 out of 5 points to win, and we have not lost 1 point yet. We've won all the points.
And you would assume that puts a little bit of pressure on each guy out there, right?
I thought there would be pressure, but I just feel like it just makes me more confident, honestly, that we're just going to, I know we're good and I know we can win. And
for the Trojans, they're stacked at every spot. And with each kid on the team having about the same skill set, it creates a little problem for both coach and the players.
It's very challenging for me and the players to feel really good about the team because there's so many good players and they want to play. So there's a lot of people that should be playing, but they have to ride the pine.
It is a little bit of a bummer making teams because there's always going to be good players who are bummed out they don't get to play. But overall, it's a good problem to have.
It's at the point where, over halfway through the season, they haven't even cemented in a lineup yet.
We should probably solidify a team, like a full roster, because we've been switching around a lot. Want to get that ironed out.
It's so easy to fluctuate. Like, everybody's so similar in skill. It's great to see because it just means we have a lot of potential for our future.
But for Coach Granholm, that is the last thing he wants his players to worry about.
I really don't want it to be about where you're at. I really want it to be about let's learn how to hit the ball because tennis is a sport that you can play forever. I want all of these kids, there's a lot of them, I want all of them to playing tennis when they're 70.
Reporting from Bar Harbor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Hopefully I'll be playing tennis when I'm 70 as well. That is the goal, so I like that. That's a good mindset. So a couple of undefeated teams in Class B tennis. John Baptist as well. We'll check in with the Crusaders now, not necessarily on the tennis court, but the lacrosse field for their matchup versus Lawrence. Baptist 3-1 on the year, hosting the Bulldogs here. Early in the first, Kyle Long with the spin move, rips a shot, but a great save keeps it a 1-0 game. Then same score just a minute later. This time it's Gavin Bartlett with the goal. Babs just spreading the wealth all night. Here it's Dom King, makes it a 3-0 Crusaders lead. And then in the second, it's Long again. He goes back to the spin move here. It was working, so why not keep doing it? Bounces the shot, and it gets through on the hop. Babs goes on to win it 13-3. Is the final. And lastly, some interesting news from the Tom Brady camp on Tuesday. He's already extended his playing career. He's already got the TB12 brand and his own clothing line, etc., etc. But now Brady plans to add broadcasting to his resume. Brady and Fox Sports announced via Twitter that after his playing career, the 7-time Super Bowl champion will join Fox Sports as their lead analyst. Now, the reported contract is worth $375 million over 10 years, according to the New York Post. The move comes after longtime Fox voice Joe Buck and Troy Aikman departed for ESPN earlier this offseason. So again, once he decides to hang it up, at this point, who knows when that will be. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
With the first pick in the 2022 real estate draft, the Maine home buyers and sellers select Luke. Get looped and get sold today with Next Home Experience.
Ready for this catch-22? The mental health struggles you want to work on are the same reasons you're putting off therapy. You're stuck. Sondermind makes it easy to team up with the right therapist and turn stuckness into strength.
My name is April, and I am a caregiver. I've been with Nell now for 2.5 years. I know how much her family relies on me.
At Care.com, you can find the local senior care help your family needs with profiles, reviews, and more. Care.com.
It wasn't just a little bit of soot on an old family photo. It wasn't just a couple of books soaked in water. And when you called Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, you were not just another customer. That family photo hangs high yet again, and those irreplaceable first editions stay cemented in history. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
We are going to take you to Los Angeles.
We are! For untold behind-the-scenes stories.
Cheers!
With Cameron Diaz and the cast of Never Been Kissed.
There's a story about the famous scene that very few people know about.
Do I know about it?
No, you do not.
Plus,
more never-before-seen moments from the beautiful, glamorous Hollywood, California. All new Drew.
The Drew Barrymore Show, Wednesday at 3 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
And with Wednesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
The S&P closed up slightly, 0.2% yesterday, and the Nasdaq gained 1%. The Dow posted its fourth losing session in a row, closing down 0.3%. Peloton posted its worst quarterly loss since going public as sales of its bikes and treadmills have slowed down. Revenues fell 24% and its stock price dropped 9%. New warnings from the tech industry. The explosion of remote work options could mean more high-paying jobs at American companies will go to other countries. They're pushing lawmakers this week for an expansion of visa programs to allow more foreign tech workers into the U.S. If Congress won't budge, companies will likely keep more workers in places like India and China. And it's the end of the run for the iPod. Apple says the latest iPod, the iPod Touch, will be the last, and it will be available only while supplies last. The first iPod was introduced more than 20 years ago. I'm Leo Jonathan with Wednesday's Business on ABC 7.
And now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with one final look at our forecast.
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all, from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, so we have frost advisories in the western ends of the state. That was dropped at around 6 a.m. this morning. The small credit advisory will be lasting just a little while longer until about 2 p.m. this afternoon. Some other areas expiring this morning at around 6 a.m., so the expiration times will vary just a little bit, though, depending on where you're at, because of course, the gusty winds causing the wave heights to still remain active. But otherwise, though, a lot of sunshine will be seen today with no clouds at this time again, as we do have high pressure right overhead. Right about in here with low pressure further out towards sea. High pressure will keep most of the clouds away. There's another system off toward the west that will help to push a little bit more cloud cover in. Starting tomorrow, we'll also have to begin to watch for, again, some fog. Fog will be possible again later on tonight and in the daytime tomorrow. So wave height's pretty active at this point, like around 10 to 12 feet according to some of the buoys. So you can tell where the green is indicating some of the higher surf. That will begin to back off a little bit. But even then, the winds are not too bad, though. Maybe a rogue gust up to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour if you're lucky today and tonight, but things looking pretty calm as we do move forward in the wind department. But it was a warm day yesterday, making it into the lower 70s. That was 9 degrees above average, though, as our average high remains 64 degrees. We'll be in the middle 70s today with lower 80s Thursday, a quick little cool down by Friday, with middle 80s by Saturday, then gradually cooling off into the upper 60s as we head towards your Tuesday. So with all this in mind, though, dew points will again be on the rise, so our temperatures will start to feel a little bit more muggy with dew point temperatures. That will make it into the lower to middle 60s, so I'll get into more of that muggy, maybe flirting with humid category in just a few areas. So future cast for today, we're going to be watching for a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds further down toward the south and east, maybe a little bit more clouds trying to sneak in here overnight tonight and parts of the morning period on Thursday. Some fog may also try to develop, but overall, we'll be under a partly cloudy to mostly sunny sky as we head into Thursday as well. But again, more clouds will begin to move in again, especially Thursday night and as we head towards Friday. So middle 70s today, mostly sunny with that south breeze only at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 45 degrees, becoming partly cloudy, with that southwest wind only at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, some morning fog and then otherwise becoming partly cloudy, highs in the lower 80s, north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth, showing us that we're dry through Saturday with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Sunday, thunderstorms back in the forecast. We'll see temperatures in the 70s and 80s.
again, bigger and better. The Monster Truck Nitro Tour. Monster Trucks and more. Advanced discount tickets are available online at monstertrucktour.com or get them at the gate. Subject to service fees. This Friday night and 2 shows Saturday. Crossing Trent Center in Bangor.
You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Welcome to your family fun entertainment center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Plus, kids 7 and under can enjoy the inflatable bounce house at Galaxy Jump.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Yes. 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 I'll have what she's having. And you can too. Get ready for the good dish. Delicious twists on your favorite comfort foods. Decadent desserts you can whip up in no time. And game-changing shortcuts. What's for dinner is about to get way easier. And way more fun than doing the dishes. So get ready to get dishing.
Weekdays at 1 on Fox 22.
Back again, bigger and better. The Monster Truck Nitro Tour. Monster Trucks and more. Advanced discount tickets are available online at monstertrucktour.com or get them at the gate. Subject to service fees. This Friday night and 2 shows Saturday. Crossing Trent Center in Bangor.
One of the things we hear a lot on Facebook, or when we see you at events, is that you're always looking for new dinner ideas. Ones that are quick, tasty, and that the whole family will love. Well, here's another one to add to your arsenal of easy recipes. All we do is saute some Italian-style turkey sausage with the casing removed, along with some onions, peppers, and a bit of garlic. Once the sausage is cooked through, we add a couple of cans of diced tomatoes, a good amount of sliced mushrooms, a bit of Italian seasoning, and a touch of salt and pepper. Now we let that simmer for about 10 minutes while we cook up some pasta. As for the type, that can be anything you have on hand. Maybe penne, rotini, or even bow ties. Once it's tender and we drain it, we top it with our sausage mixture. You see, the whole thing didn't even take 15 minutes. And when we pour this flavor-packed sauce with the sausage and veggies over all those nooks and crannies of our pasta, you can bet this is going to be good. So here's what I propose. Go online and get the recipe for what we call quick as a wing pasta. And after you do, let us know on Facebook what you thought of it. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a quick as a wink way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And finally, the federal data released this week, the release that came out this week, says that Maine's wild blueberry growers had a strong season in 2021. Maine is the only state in the United States with commercial-scale wild blueberry growers, and they said last year they felt like the crop bounced back from a disappointing 2020 when they harvested less than 48 million pounds. The U.S. Department of Agriculture released data on Monday showing this season's crop was 105 million pounds. Ideal weather conditions helped growers who struggled with drought in 2020. And before we go, be sure to check out our ticket giveaway contest. We'll be announcing the winners tomorrow in our show. It's exciting. You get a pair, 2 separate pairs of tickets. One gets you VIP access. The other one gets you into the show for the Stunner for Vegas show coming up this Sunday. We'll have more on that tomorrow, plus much more information on the local news coming in. That does it for the final hour. Good morning, Maine. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe Cortez. We'll see you tomorrow.